Well, this is Kevin Minton with Outside the Games. Nice to have you with us. And we have a great program for you today. We have a student athlete out of Shoreline, Washington, but he attends Shorecrest High School in Shoreline, and he is a class of 2021 running back and athlete specialist. And he is a 4.0 student. We have Gabe Nelson with us. Gabe, hey, nice to have you on our show.
Hi, thank you. Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, you bet, you bet. Hey, well, we always start with family, Gabe. We always start there because we believe that's the foundation. Gabe, how would you define family and why?
I think family is more than just a bloodline thing for me personally, and I just think it's like a group of people who surround you and support you, and who are there for you, and who do you reciprocate that with.
There you go. And family, when you look at family, now for you, describe your family situation right now. What does it look like, and how has it helped you to become a strong student athlete?
So I mostly stay with my mom. My mom and dad are divorced, and my dad works in Alaska half of the year, and I have a brother. And the divorce, they divorced in like when I was in like kindergarten. It just kind of shaped me and just allowed me to, I don't know, grow up a little bit faster and just kind of, become more mature. And I think that has helped a lot with shaping my future. And my mom is a teacher, so early on I was able to get support from her from school. But now most of the stuff I do is stuff she doesn't know how to do. So, but yeah.
Yeah, and your mom has been, I know this from outside the games. We've been to many tournaments. We've been out in the field. We've been out and about. We've seen your mother very present. She not only is a teacher in what she does in her profession, but the aspect of, she's there and she's, videoing you, supporting you. And she has a measure of assistance to providing assistance at FSP for sports performance. So for some of the other student athletes and, working on grades and helping them through those, academic challenges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she helps a lot with just the academics there and helping other kids get their grades up so they can go to college.
There you go. That's powerful. Of course, with your family, who are your mentors? Because we believe mentorship is such a huge, huge piece to a student athlete, because this is the extension of what's outside their family. Sometimes that can be family, but usually it's an extension outside the family structure. Tell me who your mentors are and why did they hold such an importance in your life?
For me, mentors in sports obviously have been coaches, and also with like just living life, Reggie Ford, Tracy Ford, some of the main mentors. Reggie's really helped me a lot with lots of stuff. And in terms of other things like life, leadership, I've learned a lot from just when coming into high school from upperclassmen who are in leadership. And I just really took in what they taught and really just soaked it up. And here I am now.
Oh, wow. And looking at, you as a student, and we always highlight the student and athlete because, again, you can't have one without the other. It's you as that person. Academics being such a huge part of this process, especially when it comes to recruiting, what that entails. Talk to me a little bit about academics for you, Gabe. And being a 4.0 student, not an easy thing. How do you do that to balance everything? What are some challenges that you find academically that can be tough for you?
So academics, super important, as you were touching on. For me, some challenges can just be like with working out and training and having practice, like fitting in homework time. So a lot of what I do is I just try to have to be well rested. And if I'm not well rested, my homework isn't going to go well. My training isn't going to go well. So I just try to do it in between like classes. If I have passing period time or like during our homeroom, I do a lot of like homework. Usually I'll have practice like right after school, or I'll have to drive through traffic, and I'll just do my homework right after just so I can get home, go to bed. And then the weekends for me, a lot of it is like homework first, and then you can do whatever. But yeah, that's how I really balance it. And having a really good support group really helps, like friends who are in your classes who are like, hey, I don't understand this, teachers who are supportive, and lenient teachers like, hey, I had like something going on this weekend. Can I get a little extension? Stuff like that has really helped.
Oh, that's huge. With that, Well, how important is relationship with teachers? Because they can make or break you. Let's be clear. That relationship that you have with your teachers has to be in tune. You have to be somewhat on the same page. Tell me how important that is for a student athlete.
I think it's everything. We really focused on it and touched on it. I'm a part of the leadership in my school. I am the HB president, but we've really focused on student teacher relationships, because when you like don't have a good relationship with your teacher, not only do you not want to come to class, but you don't like feel welcome, you don't feel safe, you don't feel like you're having a good time. And having that relationship not only helps you like feel like you're a part of the class, but it'll help you like be able to be mentored by the teacher, just talk to them. And like I found like with some of the relationships I've had with teachers, like coming back to them, even when I don't have them in classes, just coming back, saying hi, visiting them, and just, talking about life. And I think student teacher relationships are something that can really help students and teachers alike, because teachers want to be able to come to school and feel like they're welcome, and so do students.
We're under this COVID-19 thing. It's been it's been crazy because we've had a social distance, hand sanitize. Classrooms are now virtual. Now you can't really go to a classroom and have that maybe one-on-one, face-to-face contact. It's done in a Zoom space or whatever application is being used. But tell me what things do you have to do to help the teacher to be successful in your class or whatever subject you guys are studying?
So what helps teachers a lot right now in virtual classes is definitely having your camera on, just like being present, because like I know at my school and at a lot of other people's schools, like kids just have their cameras off, and then teachers don't really like feel like they're connected to the class. And like I know teachers, it's not ideal for them, and it isn't for students either, but just being able to show them that you're there and like respond to their questions and stuff really helps them, because then they feel like they're not wasting their time.
Yeah. And as you as a student, you have that relationship. What do teachers have to do to kind of get the best out of you as a student?
I think just definitely being able to like how to build that relationship is definitely them like opening up a little bit about their personal life, like, and that doesn't mean oversharing and stuff, but just telling us like what they do, like it, like humanizing a teacher. Like we often dehumanize teachers by just thinking, oh, they're a teacher, they give me homework, but they actually have a life outside of school and they do stuff, and just learning about that definitely helps. And for me, that helps because I can just like small talk, and then as long as the lessons are clear and I know what I have to do, then teachers will get the best out of me.
Well, what is your favorite class you're taking right now?
Ooh, right now, probably advanced placement calculus. Right now, my school only has 3 classes, and that's like the one that's engaged me the most, just because we learned so much, and it's just like I've always liked math.
Well, I know Gabe has a least favorite class. I know there's got to be a least favorite class. Even though a 4.0 student, there's got to be a least favorite class.
Yeah, I hope my teacher doesn't see this, but physics isn't my favorite class, AP physics, just because it's just tough, and it's really tough to learn online because you can't visualize anything, and it's all like formulas and stuff on paper. But hopefully, I'll grow to like it some more.
Come on, I mean, student athletes.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you're truthful about that, because come on, you're a 4.0 student. There's got to be a favorite and a least favorite, and it's no knock on the teacher. It's no knock on the subject. It's just there are strengths and weaknesses, and that happens with all of us. So I appreciate you being honest about that.
Yeah.
So physics teacher, don't worry, you're okay.
He's a cool guy.
Exactly, you're good. You're good with Gabe.
Yeah.
When you look at the setting of Zoom and just the aspect of just the virtualness of teaching, what do you find very hard about it that makes it difficult in which comparison to when you were in the classroom? Take us through that, what the difference is, and how difficult can it be in this setting?
I think a huge difference is just definitely the emotional factor and the like mental health factor, like not being able to be there present with your teacher, with your student, like with your classmates, just being there and being able to have that social interaction, social connection. That's a huge part of it, because like kids and humans crave interaction, and right now we have none. And that's a huge part of it. And people are just feeling down, not feeling like they belong, not feeling like they're a part of the school. And also just sitting on a computer all day, the blue light isn't great for your eyes, and like you get tired of it, and like not being able to like see your teacher teach and not being able to visualize and do other things, or it definitely, and not being able to get one-on-one help, it definitely or like as easily, you can still get one-on-one help, sorry, but it just makes it a lot more difficult.
With time management, that seems to be always a struggle for a student athlete. Do you find that even time management as a 4.0 student, you still kind of struggle a little bit with it?
Of course. I mean, yeah. I'll lose sleep. Time management has always been tough, but it's something you have to master. And for me, it's just like my daily schedule is about I wake up at 5. I work out at 5:45, 7:45 at FSP. So then I drive home, have a little break, go to school, have some unofficial practice after with my team, and then I just do my homework and then repeat. So I got to make sure I'm on top of my stuff and not just sitting around on my phone. And yeah.
Well, if you're just joining us, we're here with Gabe Nelson. He is a class of 2021 running back and athlete at Shorecrest High School in Washington State, and a 4.0 student. Gabe, we talk a little bit now about the aspect of 7-on-7. Now, we know that 7-on-7 has been something that's been very crucial to student athletes just because they're able to compete in the off season. Things have been a little bit crazy now with COVID, and 7-on-7 had to stop very abruptly. Take me through what your experience has been with Ford Sports Performance, Tracy Ford, Reggie Ford, a lot of those coaches there. What has that meant to you as a student athlete being a part of that organization?
I think it's definitely FSP is responsible for my development as an athlete. I've started there going into my freshman year, and I've only gotten better. And I just really appreciate what they do, not only to prepare kids for college physically, but also mentally and emotionally. And just being able to create that mentality that you need to have to win and to go to the next level and to just do well in life. And so I just really appreciate what they've done. I've definitely gotten better. I've had some great experiences. I've had some great memories to look back on. They've definitely mentored me and really helped me shape who I am today. And I learned more from the coaches there every day. And it's just been really great to be a part of this program because it's definitely changed my high school career and my high school life.
Yeah, and going into that, there's a relationship that you and Tracy have, and it's developed into something called SAW, Student Athletes of Washington. So take me through a little bit what that was, and explain to the viewers how that organized, and what was the meaning behind having a organization like SAW.
So I was not a part of the original SAW group. It was Tracy advised it, and there was a large group of student athletes. And I went to the protests in Olympia, and when we tried to talk to the governor, and then from there I talked to Cole, Nora, and Tracy, who were part of the committee, and I said, hey, let me help out, like let me get on this. And I kind of nudged my way in, and we had a meeting with the governor's office and the WIA and health department, and that morning Tracy said, here's this article, read it, quote it, ask a question. And that was an article about how less than 50% or more than 50% of Seattle public school kids haven't even attended class. And so I brought up a question to John Snyder, who works for the governor's office. And after asking my question, they didn't really have an answer, and everybody was silent. And from then on, I was on the committee, and it just developed into a much bigger thing. SAW stands for Student Athletes of Washington. And we really, right now, we're fighting, and we're really bringing up all these points to be able to get back in school and to be able to play sports right now, as so many other states are doing. Right now, I think the number is 40 or 41 states are playing sports right now, which is 80%, and we're not. And it not only affects the future of kids right now, but it also affects like their mental health, and they're like just not being able to have social interaction, not being able to escape from what they're doing right now to be able to play sports. And it's just, there's so many reasons why we need to be playing sports right now that we've really brought to light, and we felt like we've really had an impact, and we just need to keep going with that.
Yeah, I mean, you can see both sides of the coin. I mean, you have WIAA, CDC, the governor's office, and then you have the student athletes, and you have the teachers, and you have the organizations from that standpoint, and the student body. The difficult piece of it with COVID, obviously, is like, okay, when is it safe to come back? Obviously, the CDC has their thing with masks and sanitation, distancing, all that stuff, and the phases that they throw in. Then you have the earnest, eager, I use those words because that's exactly how the student athletes feel, and wanting to participate in sports. So you can see the difficulty there. But then an aspect of the numbers, the statistics that you are seeing, isn't that something that you notice that say, hey, there needs to be a change. There needs to be some kind of process or protocols that are put in place for us to get back, right?
Yeah. So right now, I think in our state, we're at 46 cases per 100,000 in Washington. Specifically, King County, where I live, is 42 cases per 100,000. And right now, those numbers are much lower than any other state that's playing. And we've consistently brought this up. And it's just, we brought up statistics, and there's not a lot else we can do. We've brought up statistics. We've brought up mental health statistics, seasonal depression statistics, and just everything we really can. We threw everything at them. And Janesley came up with some new recommendations, and then WIA will hopefully adjust the seasons accordingly. And so we have some hope.
Yeah, there's some hope there. So that's good. Kudos to everyone that put that together. I think when you look at the mass speak, right? So it's all about volume. It's all about numbers. It's all about people, voices. Obviously, that played such a huge part in getting some, that the governor's office to be motivated and to want to work with WIA to get something going. Take me through Shorecrest. Now, Shorecrest High School, when do you return back to high school, and when is sports possibly returning for WIA?
So right now we kind of don't know, but for WIA, the seasons are still what they've been at, and from the summer, which is football starting February 17th, and they're probably, I hope they're going to adjust it. I will talk to Mick Hoffman soon, who's the head of the WIA, and for school we don't know. It's just kind of, I've talked to our district, and they said high school is going to be the last to come in. It'll probably be a hybrid starting from K up, so. We're hoping to be in by the end of the semester, but right now we just kind of don't know, and we just have to have hope.
This has been messy for the student athlete from a standpoint of recruiting and really getting a chance to, have time with colleges, visit colleges, but also the aspect of starting late in the year. That's presented a problem for the class of 2021. Even class of 20 had a little bit of problem. Like, do we report to college? Do we not? What's going on there? Take me through what the frustration has been for those ones that saying, you know what, I'm going to forego my senior year and I'm just going to enter and go into college and commit.
Yeah. So for those students, like those elite athletes, for them, I know a lot of them want to play football, but they're just making a smart decision here because they're enrolling early. They don't want to get hurt before they play spring ball in college, which makes sense. But for kids like me who need this year, we start after signing day. And that poses a huge problem because, we need to sign. And all those colleges are seeing those 40 other states. And, we can try to get seen as much as we want. But college, at the end of the day, is a business. And they look at those other 40 states and the other 10 states. It's just kind of, they're not playing. And that's not their problem. It's just, it's for us, it's really unfortunate. And for me personally, the last time I ran track was the state meet in my sophomore year. I got canceled last year. This year, I'm going to be running after I graduate. The season ends as of right now, June 29th. So we'll see how it goes. But it's just been really frustrating for not only recruiting, but just, just being an athlete and just wanting to play.
Yeah. Take me back to Shorecrest High School last year, or the year before. It would have been your sophomore year because with everything happening. What that experience has been like at Shorecrest, and we at Outside the Games haven't had a chance to see a game. We've heard a lot about Shorecrest High School and what that team looks like. How did things go for you all?
It was a great season. We went 7-3, which is the best Shorecrest has done in a while. We had a great senior class. My class of 2021 is super strong. We have great leadership, great discipline. And we had a quarterback who could sling it. So as a running back, didn't get to do much, but a win's a win. So we had a spread offense, so didn't get the ball a bunch. But going 7-3 was a great thing to do, and I'm really excited for this year to come. So yeah,
you've been itching for that for just a chance to get on the field, showcase the talents. Let me ask you this: does the spread offense that you guys run, could it be said that you may have an opportunity to be involved in the offense even a little bit more? They may add some wrinkles for you to where you're able to get the ball from maybe a passing situation.
Yeah. And this year, we've got thrown some more wrinkles into our offense to come. So you'll see that hopefully if you come to a game and if we do have that season. So I have a lot more hope this year for how our offense is going to be run, or for me specifically. And my other teammates, other running backs. And so you'll see some differences this year, but based on personnel.
Sure. Who's your biggest rival in your conference?
Shorewood, our rival school, yeah.
Ooh, and there's a game usually every year that seems to be very big, and it's that game right there.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's called the Rotary Cup, and usually it's a King 5 game of the week, and the stands are packed, or they were pre-COVID. It's packed, and it's a good time. We have like different halftime shows, like halftime battles with like drum lines and like our flag team, their cheer team. It's a great time.
And Gabe, that's always been like that. Has this been many years that this has always been like this?
Yeah. So the Rotary Cup is a tradition. It's always been packed. It's always been huge. I remember going to it when I was in like 6th grade, and it was a great time then, and it's a great time now. And it's just a game we always look forward to. And Shorecrest does have the winning record in the series. I don't know by how much, but it's by a lot.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good plug for Shorecrest.
Yeah.
Now let's talk what you're trying to get out of the season. Yes, if there is a season, we get it. But what are you trying to do for yourself in a sense of getting better, improving? Obviously, you're looking to get offers and some aspect of getting to the next level. But what have you been trying to do to get better? I mean, especially during COVID, there's been training. You've had to do certain things under different protocols. Take me through that.
So this summer, I've really spent a lot of time on football. FSP is a huge part of it. I've worked out there 4 or 5 days a week the whole summer. And that in tandem with, I have my friend Wyatt, who he built a home gym, and it was kind of the beginning of quarantine when everything was shut down and everybody was kind of like, what do we do? So he mostly did that, and I would work out there all the time. And we were hitting numbers we'd never hit before, just getting back into the groove of things. And of course, at FSP, we wear masks, and we've been really safe. And I've just been hitting numbers in the weight room, and I've been working on the field with my teammates, and just getting a lot better. So been really focusing on the little things with football. And recently, I was invited to the FSP ID camp, and I had a great time there. Reggie Ford was my position coach, and I was coaching under Butch Goncharoff, who I'm sure that name will ring a few bells for some people. It was a great time. I got a lot better. I learned a lot, and I got some good film out there.
Take me through. We're going to talk about FSP ID camp, but take me through what you look for in a defense when you're lined up. Are there certain things? Take us through the huddle. Are there certain things that you see from a defense that you have to be really aware of, and how they're playing you?
Yeah. So first thing I do is when I line up, depending on where the run's going, I check the techs of the D linemen. So if they're in a 1 tech, a 3 tech, where they're set, because we were in zone offense in this FSP ID camp. So then you can see basically where's the hole, where's the cutback. And because as you know, zone running, it's very patient. And then I look at the box where the linebackers are at, and to see how many people are in the box, see our matchups, see how I'm faster than. So I usually check the techniques, see where everybody's at, see where, like, if it has to go more inside, more outside.
How important is your relationship with your quarterback? Because I think there has to be this, you look at anything orchestrated, it has to be something in a sense of where you and your quarterback have to really work well together, and you have to love your offensive line.
Yeah, offensive line, I mean, they make and break a running back, so you can't be mad at them. You just got to support them. And with a quarterback, it's super important to, be on the same page, especially with plays, but being able to know, like, of course, the mesh point and stuff, but just having a good relationship with them. Yeah.
Sure. And really quickly, being an athlete, you can be plugged into other places on the field, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully I'll be lining up in the slot some this year, but with our format, with our wrinkled offense, like I'll have some chances to catch the ball. And then on defense, I'll be playing safety this year. And so I'll just hopefully being able to fill that spot. If guys get injured, being able to fill in, because I can pick things up pretty quick.
Hello. He's going to be on both sides of the ball, Mr. Gabe. Yes, he is. Take us to FSPID camp. What was that experience like? I mean, finally put on pads, be able to compete, have coaches. I mean, it almost felt like this is a real game.
Yeah, it was one of the best experiences I've had in a long time. Just being able to put the pads on, it just felt great. Being able to meet new guys, being able to, just form those, teammate relationships that it's been so long since we've been able to hit and pop pads. And it's always great having these like ID or all-star games, or because everybody comes there with the same mentality. Everybody comes there with the same like good work ethics, and it's never somebody slacking. It's always everybody's working hard. It's up tempo. It's high pace, and nobody's ever slacking. So it was a great time. It's learned a lot from lots of coaches, and got some good film out there. So I really had a great time.
Well, yeah, it's been appreciated. I tell you, one thing you can appreciate is the fact that you're able to participate in something like that and to be able to enjoy that experience. There's nothing like that, and that's something you'll always remember. Well, we have Gabe Nelson, class of 2021. He's a running back athlete at Shorecrest High School, 4.0 GPA. Thank you so much for coming on our show, but we're not done, Gabe, because Gabe, we got to get to know you personal. We got to get more personal with you. Favorite food, my friend, what is that?
Oh, right now, I don't know. I really like curry.
There you go. Favorite dessert?
I don't know. I haven't had dessert in a long time.
Okay. Sweets?
Yeah.
No sweets?
No, not really. No, I
just taking care of his body, people.
Discipline, yeah.
Apple or Android, and why?
Oh, Apple, all the way. Much simpler interface. I've just always liked Apple. I don't know. You can call me somebody who just hops on the hype train or whatever you want, but I've always liked the simple interface, and yeah.
If you were to have a bad ride, nice car, SUV, what would it be?
SUV specifically?
SUV or car?
Car. Oh, definitely. I would want to drive a Tesla Roadster, although they're not out yet, but definitely a Tesla Roadster.
There you go. Favorite musical artist right now?
21 Savage or Lil Uzi Vert.
There you go. And favorite shoe to wear?
I just wear Ultra Boost, man. Like, I have shoe collection, but Ultra Boost are the most comfortable shoes out there, so that's all I wear.
Favorite cleat?
Cleat, definitely the Adizeros. I like the 8.0s the best. The 9.0s are cool, but I like the 8.0s.
There you go. If you could travel anywhere, destination spot, where would it be?
Ooh, I don't know. Probably somewhere in the Mediterranean. Probably like Greece.
There you go. Yeah. Just to get serious on a couple things. One is, if you were running late somewhere, Gabe, if you had to call and text and let somebody know where you're at, what would you do?
I would say I'm 5 minutes away. Yeah.
There you go. Nice time. The other one is, if you could change something in the world and have an impact on something. We're seeing a lot of different things socially. What's going on? George Floyd and a lot of different things. What would that one thing be that you could change and make an impact on if you could do it?
It's hard. I think because with racism, you can't really just stop it. It has to be, I think, having everybody recognize the systemic racism would be something, because you can't just stop it. It doesn't just stop. It's a system, and it's been this way for as long as we can remember. And I think just having everybody be able to recognize the system, because that's the first step to being able to end it.
So having a positive influence, making a difference in your own way. I mean, because it hasn't been just George Floyd. There's been a plethora of situations.
Yeah, he was just a catalyst. He was just one that people could blatantly see, and then it opened people's eyes.
The last thing your mom said to you?
Probably take the dog out.
There you go. He's got chores, people. He's got chores. Well, I tell you, we're going to say one thing here. Last question. If you had to pick something, let's just give you one that you would prefer. Would you prefer having to walk the dog or be on outside the games?
Probably be on outside the games.
There you go.
Yeah, walking the dog. I mean, I like my dog, but sometimes my legs are tired. So.
There we go. Hey, I tell you, it's been a pleasure to get to know Gabe Nelson. Again, this is class of 2021, running back and athlete at Shorecrest High School in Washington. He is a 4.0 student. Gabe Nelson, thank you so much for being on Outside the Games. We appreciate you and everything that you've been able to do for SAW, for student athletes, but also for your teammates. And again, the different experiences that you had. We really, really appreciated talking to you.
Yep, thank you. I really appreciate it for having me.